Hey traders, welcome to another edition of the Crypto Lab with Alex. Firstly, Happy New Year. I wish you all the best in 2022. First thing, of course, to be healthy and the rest will come. As usual, we are going to do today's review, a little bit of a macro overview, and then we will dive into the latest development in the crypto space. And interesting things are going on the several fronts, so we will address that and give you our possible outlook in 2022. We do plan a public webinar, I think in a week or two, on the Bitcoin, so you will be notified that in advance. It will be an hour-long discussion regarding the several possibilities what might happen on the crypto space and the Bitcoin particularly. So let's dive in. Let's start our overview. Of course, you already know we are trading analysis. We do use an Elliott wave as our main tool with a couple of other things. And if you want to find out more, you can look our trading analysis YouTube channel, or you can go on our website and look our crypto and stock service. Let me start with the US 10-year yields. Let me unglare also the chart display so you can see the charts more easily. We have been talking about this chart for a couple of months back, and we were looking for yields to move higher, which is exactly the case. After the last Fed meeting and 180 degrees turnaround in the possible outlook on the monetary policy in 2022, we are seeing after the Fed minutes yesterday, the yields are moving higher. We still don't think that there is a couple of hurdles on the upside, but I will look for levels around 2% first. This equality between the wave A and C, we will see matching this equality or a measured move around 2.016. I do see this as a potential 5-wave move. I don't think Fed will continuously raise rates 3 times in 2022. The conditions are not there. Of course, they will have to hike at least 1 time because now they're obliged to. They may also completely leave the QE program in March. So market expects rates to move higher. And if you look the CME tool, which you can do by yourself, you will see that the market is starting to price rate hikes a little bit more aggressively than I think it's kind of addressed to the current situation. In that rapid movements on the rates on the upside is I think not. I think it's a bit premature. But anyhow, I think they will hike 1, may possibly 2, but I don't really see conditions for now for 3 rate hikes in 2022. And therefore, I will stay observing this as a possible 5th wave on the upside in this measured move. Also, my colleague Bennett, rightfully so, depicted this as a possible triangle. Now, is this triangle over? Yes, potentially on a smaller time frame, this can be an A, B, C, D, and E, and we go higher a little bit above 2% in a 5th wave. If we see this price moves on the upside further, or rates moves on the upside further, we will have to turn this into a more impulsive structure, counting this as a 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5, and next resistance will be around 3% and a little bit above, which is going to be a pretty big event, I think, for stocks. If we see that increase on the upside, I will stay a little bit more cautious, and I will look what is going on here at 2% in anticipation of a little bit of a cooling down this inflation craze in a couple of months, and I would look for a potential X wave down in 3 waves and then maybe a continuation. But this is just a hypothesis. Let's focus on what is going on here. For now, this chart is working pretty nicely. And let's monitor what is going to happen on the rates. As you can see, the reaction of the stock market yesterday was lower, and the rates moving up are definitely not something which will be welcomed by the stock market, and that consequently affect cryptos as well. So in that respect, we will observe this resistance and address that next week. As the European market is concerned, this is the counterpart. This is the 10-year Bund, German 10-year Bund. This is the price chart. It's not the yield chart. I use this because we have a little bit more clearer wave pattern. Here, I do still think this is a wave 3. I still look this as a consolidation. So far, nothing so drastically impulsive on the downside. I will still look this as a potential fourth wave developing in 2022, and then due to some either geopolitical or different reasons, I do see deflationary. Maybe the economy will balance in 2022. Maybe the Omicron is the last variant we are going to see. Maybe the virus will fade out in the next couple of months. Economy will take some time to balance the supply side. That might end in the beginning of 2023, and then the higher secular forces of the technology and demographics will kick in and produce another deflationary move in yields moving lower and price moving higher from 2023 onwards. So this still have to be seen. I'm going to stick to my wave count, looking at the global developments, and the support levels around 157 to 159 will be my last resort. Of course, observing the wave structure, what is going on here. Let's switch to the dollar index, and dollar index is moving according to the Elliott wave script. From the 2020 COVID crisis start, we count this as a 5-wave move with a small truncation here in the 5th wave, which is a pretty much normal event when you see a currency falling around 14-15% in a year. The next move on the upside was in 5 waves in A, down in B, and we are observing now a possible 5 waves up in the last move, as we think, or I think, in the development on the dollar on the upside. 786 retracement level from these highs to these lows is around 100.23. I will definitely not like to see dollar index cross this level because I will have to change the wave count. But so far the wave count is working pretty nice. I think this is still a consolidation, maybe one more small move up in the dollar until end of January, beginning of February, or a little bit more extended, which might take a couple of more months towards this Fibonacci cluster that we see between 99.05 to 121. And from there, I will definitely be very interested to see the developments, especially if we see a 5 waves down from these couple of targets, which might actually initiate a further dollar weakness in 2022-23. And that will definitely be one of the things which will be felt on the other assets classes as we look gold, silver, and also some other currencies which are actually having the similar structure but on the bullish side. And we will go in that as we see the dollar possibly approach these levels of reversal in 2022. So this wave count pretty much works so far, and we're going to continue to follow the possible bullishness of the dollar in the couple of weeks to come. So let's switch to stocks. Stocks are going lower from yesterday. I have labeled this as a possible 5-wave move, but it's really early to tell. We cannot derive anything solid from this movement up and down. So we need to have a patience and wait for clear 5 waves, because this for now can turn into anything. It can be a larger correction, it can be a 1-2 and we move on the upside. It can be several different things, but definitely stock market is starting to react on the change in the monetary policy, and we might as well see a possibility that this turns out from these highs as a 5-wave move, which will definitely mean that at least we're going to have a 3 waves pullback, which will see a lower prices. Okay, so it is still early for that conclusion. I would really like to left stock markets to do its own thing until I see a 5 waves down, and then from there we can build a possible wave structure, what can happen in the months to come. So for now, there is some indications, okay, but this is still not enough. So we will be patient and wait the further developments. So let's switch to gold and silver, which we have been tracking for already a couple of months, when we included also the macro analysis. So gold is pretty much the same. The triangle is working well for now. We have labeled this as a potential B wave. We are seeing moving gold moving lower today from yesterday, and most likely this is the pairing with the dollar index with a C wave down for the possible E wave, from where we can see also some of the evidence that gold might continue higher in 2022 due to a kind of inflationary hedge. Also, as my reserve wave count, which usually I don't have much of the reserve wave count, we usually have just a possibility, but I still don't see condition to apply this wave count, because as long as we hold support around 1672, this option is still not in play. Actually, this option depicts just an X wave as a connecting triangle in this correction, and the further ABC to the downside, a little bit lower, 1600 will be the target for this possible C wave. And that will be the zone from where I will expect reversal of gold on the upside. I don't really like to include this wave count as a possibility which is unfolding now. My preferred wave count is still a triangle, but I just want to address this in a couple of different scenarios, because still this possibility is present. So we don't see still the signs, but any break of the support levels, which are keeping us for our triangle wave count, will most likely tell us that there is a little bit more downside before reversal. Overall structure on gold is very corrective. There is nothing impulsive from the Elliott wave perspective in any of these sequences. So that is actually telling us that the gold is in big consolidation, and that we can expect that gold continues in the trend on the upside, which might materialize in the Q1 in 2022. Silver also the same picture. We has been following the developments in silver, labeling this as a possible B wave last week, which obviously is now most likely in play. 5 waves up from this low, and then a up in B, down in C for W, some type of a connector in the X wave. 5 waves down from this X wave, potentially very small B wave, or some type of a triangle in additional ABC, but I expect lower levels. Also in silver to match the gold E wave, which might find its lows around 1817, but this of course still have to be seen. And from there, we should seek for a possible confirmation in 5 waves up, which will definitely put probabilities for silver to go pretty much higher in the rest of 2022 and possibly beginning of 2023. So all the wave counts are functioning pretty nicely so far on our macro view. I just want to turn you a little bit back. Why did I include this macro as well with cryptos? Because definitely cryptos are still not sustainable to be assets classes for itself. There is also additional markets which are affecting crypto markets. As we know, the crypto market cap is not that large to be so isolated. And definitely, as you can see, some of the stuff that is going on monetary policy and overall available liquidity into the system, or the narrative of the liquidity, definitely impacts the crypto markets. So let's see what is going on in the crypto space. Let me look first the overall crypto market cap, one of the charts which has been very important for the crypto space. As in Bitcoin, my stance is that this is just some type of a consolidation before the continuation on the upside. Wave 2 was pretty directional and pretty large, which gives us tools to address this as a potential correction. I do have still a triangle here. We are now at 2 trillion. I have pretty much precisely almost warned about this potential high, and also this one back in 2021. Market was so bullish in both of these instances, but unfortunately, the consolidation is unfolding, and it's still unfolding. I don't want to speculate in this moment if this will turn to a flat to even lower levels. I will conservatively say that I still think this is a triangle with still more time and room to go to the downside and on the upside in this D wave, consequently then in E wave, and then we will be potentially free to continue this move in the crypto space on the upside. So I will show you also the Bitcoin chart, which looks pretty much the similar. So the crypto market cap stays on the downside. We are trading almost 1 trillion less um, uh, when we posted this all-time high here. And I think this will continue with a little bit more time. I have this as a WXY, which will put us in a month or two of a consolidation and the sideways to lower movement in the crypto market cap with some possible targets, which we will address as this potential wave pattern develops. Okay, so I will enlarge also the chart, sorry. So you can see here that most likely looking this consolidation here, which was pretty directional. There is a guideline of alternation which says that if we see a directional move, most likely the next correction will be sideways, which will correspond this as a triangle. And I will just have one remark that the guideline of alternation is not a rule. So you can also have the second wave and the fourth wave directional. So in most of the cases, the alternation guideline works. And therefore, I also think that this is applicable in the current developments in the crypto total market cap. Let me just remind you a little bit of a throwback in 2021. For us, basically, the bear market started in March 14, 2021. This is one of the charts I published on my Twitter page. We were explaining and looking, if you look, the crypto labs, I think in April, that the most likely the 100K or 200K will not be reached at this instance, and we will looking for a possibility in some type of this wave 4 development, which is actually, we think now it's unfolding. My target was 74K. It was a slight miss, but most of the, almost 99% of the market was very bullish, and I'm very happy for this observation in the case that we have stick to our clear Elliott wave guideline regarding the fib levels, and that actually this is seen as it working now. We topped at 65K, 64K. We had a swing down, and then we had a move on the upside. I was looking this, and my dilemma in June is this a lesser degree upside, but very quickly we established that as a three-way move and published the Crypto Lab, where we think that we are not going to continue higher towards the end of the year, towards 100 and 200K, and that this consolidation will continue, which you can see in the last couple of months of our Crypto Labs. 2021 was pretty good in that respect from the members of the trading analysis. We kept our clients out of this pretty bullish narrative by using these very specific technical fib levels and also some guidelines to determine what is going on crypto, and definitely that has been a nicely work or a nice job done in that respect. So let me address the Bitcoin and the current developments now. So pretty much the same picture. I don't like to be overly bearish. One important thing in the crypto market here now is that crypto market moved from the neutral stance and start to publicly say a bearish or other polarity sentiment. So when I ever see the polarity in markets, like the polarity here was switching too much to the bullish side, as well as here, we have to be very careful, because the other polarity or a bearish polarity started to kick in, and we have to now be very careful, because in one point of time, when this polarity reaches a pretty big scale of negativity, that will be actually the reversal on the upside. Okay, so we have to look now what is going on in the next couple of weeks or even 1 or 2 months in the crypto market. And I think as the sentiment starts to be more negative, we will have to pay a special attention of what is going on, because if this reaches some of the pretty high polarity swings, that will be the time where we are going to see the reversal on the crypto total market cap and on the Bitcoin chart. So I don't want to label this as a flat currently. I will definitely need more evidence, because I don't consider this possibility to be a fourth wave. It looks more like an X wave on the upside. So I will stay reserved with the triangle, with the additional possibility, if we see something more exuberant to the downside, this might turn into a flat reaching 22, 25K, actually piercing towards 30K level. So let me be clear regarding the support levels. As you know, 40K is a very strong support level. We are trading right there now. If we pass the 40K on the downside, the next level will be around 30K, which is the next line of the very, very strong support in the Bitcoin chart. And I don't think these two levels will be passed so easily, because they were very well defended last time. But in the case of some broader event, we might see actually this turn into a flat if we see some very big move downs in the stock market, which we don't have an evidence for. So I will stay a little bit more conservative with the triangle, which will take a couple of months to unfold. And then when we see this move down towards 33 to 35K, we might see a bounce in a D wave. And then if we see a three-wave move on the upside, that will be most likely a confirmation that we are in a triangle, and the three waves down will be the last move on the downside and the follow-up on the upside. So we are going to do our Bitcoin public webinar in next weeks. So if you like, you will be notified on time, where we are going to go in a little bit more deeper analysis how we should treat these graphs and what the market actually is telling us. Also, we are trading below 200 moving average now. And if you look the weekly chart, one of the interesting things that we observed from the last moves or the last lows, also here market was very bearish. Everything was black. Bitcoin goes down to to 1,000 or even below. Then we switched on the upside. We also nailed pretty much this low here. Looking this as a three-way move with a potential reversal. But the interesting thing here is this weekly 200 moving average, which was actually keeping the Bitcoin chart on the upside with a small penetration, small spike here, which is kind of an okay. We reversed back. And interestingly so, if we get something more exuberant on the Bitcoin, that will be the actual place where I will be looking for a Bitcoin to find its bottom for the possible fourth wave, and that will pair around between 22 and 25K. But as I said, I will keep that. This will be my preferred scenario for now. A little bit more modest, more conservative one, and then if we pierce through 30K, definitely this moving average will be in play for a possible end of this correction. As the time is concerned, this timing we will address in this new public Bitcoin webinar, which we are going to give in a week or two. So I hope everything is clear about the Bitcoin. Our scenario is pretty much unfolding well. I hope that our viewers in the Crypto Lab have had some advantage over the other predictions regarding cryptos, and that you didn't fairly fell for this 100K to 100K targets that has been pretty much present in the media. Okay, so Ethereum, same thing. I think that we are doing something as well as a larger triangle. I don't want to also go with a flat here. I'm looking for a little bit more lower. If this turns out to be flat, that will be a pretty much ugly thing for Ethereum. We might go down even below 2,500. I don't want to be dead bearish in this moment, so I don't think this will actually happen. I would like to take a closer look on some of the targets and some supports we have around 3,000, 2,800, and in the case this goes down, I will look for another possibility than a triangle. But let's not give up our overall first analysis, and let's not fall to this bearish sentiment so easily. Let's try to be objective and look at the wave counts and the possibilities. So let's stay in this respect modest, and let's look what the wave structure will tell us around these support levels which we have between 2,800 and 3,000. As you can see, the rest of the crypto markets fell pretty much yesterday. So the board was pretty negative yesterday. Some of the wave counts we had on ADA and many other cryptos are moving into our directions. Also, DOT or Polkadot is also starts to move lower. Yeah, so many of these wave counts are starting to unfold, and we will be patiently wait for the possible signals of the lows and developments on the upside. So that will be our main part of the presentation. Let me look what is in the comments section and see what is your requests. Okay, so hey Alex, hey Ton Tron, Happy New Year first to you. XRP, hey Jayesh, Precious Metals and Copper, hi Alex, XLM, Srećan Božić, that is, we have the Orthodox Christmas today and tomorrow. Thank you, Oleg. Best wishes to you as well. Generation F Club of Trading is joining. Oleg, congratulations. Okay, thank you to you as well. Joe, I don't know what what you are measuring, I don't know if it is going to end here, to tell you honestly. I mean, I'm trying to be more objective, not putting my own opinion, what the chart will do as much as I can. So I don't know how to answer your question, really. I don't know if this what you are supposing there is going to happen. I don't use Elliott wave much to look into the future. I don't think Elliott um, is a futuristic or methodology which you can use only to look what is going to happen next. You can have some visibility, but for me, primarily, Elliott is a timing and risk tool. And then beside that, you can have some visibility or probability that might actually point out that some of the moves are ending and the trend is continuing. So I'm pretty much open that everything can happen, and I don't make much of the conclusions until it's proven. So I don't know how to answer your question. Sanjayev wants DXI. We already looked at. Muhammad, can your wave be minor wave one? I don't know that in this moment, really. I don't, as I said, don't jump um, in the conclusions. We will see. I'm not very much interested to know the future, so I'm trying to deal what is now. Yeah, okay, guys. So let's look a couple of more cryptos, and uh, according to your requests, some of the people wants to see what is going on the XRP. So let me try to look the overall chart on the XRP and what's going on there. It's a tough chart, and I mean I will still look for a possibility of a triangle here. If you look the larger time frame chart, we are still within the consolidation. As you can see, if we count this as some type of a wave one, pretty long wave two, and then we have 5 waves up in a wave three. So this should be some type of a consolidation. I will be modest, and I will still look as a possible here as a possible triangle with a little bit more upside or a downside first, then upside in a D wave, then E wave, and then a continuation on the upside. So this is the something which will match Bitcoin, and we will see. I mean, this is really not enough for us to have any evidence that we are out of the sideways consolidation. We are still trading pretty much in the range, in a larger time range and in a smaller time frame range. So I would say that maybe triangle is the best solution. Maybe I'm wrong. This is a rather a difficult chart in that respect, but my best guess, looking what was going before and trying to pair that with what's going on in the crypto space, I will say we are also in some type of a triangle. When it's completed, maybe we're going to see a confirmation. This can actually actualize a fifth wave on the upside, being this in 1, 2, up in 3, 4, and 5. XLM, somebody would like to see XLM. I think for the XLM, we have to assume the same thing. I think we are in some type of a fourth wave development here, and I will also go with a smaller triangle or a little bit more prolonged ABC X ABC down to 0.1516. So still not clear here. It is definitely a sideways movement. This is a spike which is left there. So this is not, of course, what we have seen. Let me try to look if I have the chart of Stellar, which is a longer term. I think I do, and yeah, pretty much the same. So I'm going to look this as still as a consolidation with the prospect of a little bit more lower, while the Bitcoin is potentially doing a wave C close to 30K. So I still think we are in some type of a consolidation here before we go higher, at least for now. Yeah, I've been addressing Shiba too many times. I really don't like this coin because of the low liquidity and couple of holders which has a lot of hands of the Shiba coin. So I will still look for a potential triangle, a big wave too. So I don't see much of the impulsive structure here. This might be a leading diagonal and we continue lower. This will be my end support level here. As I said before, if the in triangle, if the E wave finishes above this wave count invalidation, the chart or the wave count is not invalidated. So we definitely enter the territory of the wave one, which is not good. But I don't want to be drastically bearish. I would like to see some B wave pullback, C wave. If we penetrate these levels around 245 after so many zeros, I think potentially we have to look this as a different wave structure. I definitely don't think it is the time to fish for bottom. Definitely, I have an impression that the bottom and top fishing are very popular sports in cryptos, but usually if you do this type of fishing, you usually stay without the fish and without the pen. So be very careful with that. Okay, so let's look. Mana. Yeah, we look Mana as a five-wave move completed here. We have something which looks like a five-wave move. So I would look maybe potentially for a little bit more correction here. This might be a finished sequence, and this might be so. All depend if you account this as a beginning of the wave count. So if you look from the beginning, usually I address the last portion, but if you look from the beginning, the wave 2 was incredibly long, so you can expect also in some levels wave 4 also to stage the same kind of a correction. This was a very complex one, maybe a leading diagonal or a WXY, which means also fourth wave looking the guide level alternation can be shorter and it can be more directional, but I don't still see the case that we are there. Maybe the fifth wave will extend a little bit. This is not enough data for me to look for a protracted reversal, but definitely we might see a little bit more lower levels if this been a 5 waves up, 3 waves as a correction, and then additional 5 wave move down. So sand. Yeah, sand is holding good. I have been pretty much bullish on the sand. I consider this to be wave 1 and 2, and I think, and also as you can see, we are having a very small corrections here in sand, which means that we are potentially maybe a little bit lower levels, but this will not invalidate the bullish wave count. Once and if the crypto market turns upside, sand will be something which will definitely fly on the upside in the potential intermediate degree wave 3. So I'm going to stay bullish on sand. There is nothing here which indicates the trend reversal. We did stop as equality, which is one of the signs we will not like to see. But the current small consolidation keeps me on the track to keep this wave count alive. If I had seen something more exuberant moves on the downside, definitely I will label this as an ABC, but there is no need for that now. Since the correction in the sand was very small, and whatever you see the moves in such a small extent happening, and the RSI on daily moves lower, this is a sign of a strength. So I still think sand is going to stay strong, maybe a little bit more downside, and then it's going to roar, I think, on the upside towards the higher levels. Okay, guys, so let's see one more coin and then we will close it for today. This is the torrent chain, and torrent chain is still, I think, in a consolidation. Pretty much same picture, wave one and wave two. So we have um, probably a wave, either lesser or higher degree development here, but this is really not important in this instance. What is important that this looks very sideways, and that this might be also either ABC to the downside with the lower levels a little bit and a triangle, but still a corrective wave structure. So I do expect lower levels, but not much, not of the any signs here that we are turning increasingly bearish. So we will have to stay with a bullish wave count as long as we see these sideways movements and also possibly a more complex correction. But anyhow, I will stay interpreting this as a corrective move, at least for now, looking for higher levels when the time is due for the crypto market to continue higher. Okay, guys, so thank you very much on the attention and thank you for being with us in 2021. Trading Analysis has a very extensive crypto coverage. If you want to sign up for a trial, go to Trading Analysis website where you can find a crypto service. We have many features in that service, so you can check us out. We will see what will happen in the next 7 days in a Bitcoin. So Crypto Lab on the same place next week on Thursdays, and also be aware of the public Bitcoin webinar, which we are going to roll out very soon. And I think for every participant in the crypto market, Bitcoin chart and a thorough analysis from the start of the Bitcoin's inception, fundamentally and technically will be, I think, very important in 2022. So see you there next week, or as a member in Trading Analysis. Hit the like button for us, guys, or subscribe. And see you next week. Bye-bye.